Thank you for tuning in to another of our IMS Reality Top Ranked Agent Help Tutorials. For the purpose of this video, I'm using an older Chicago database. But as a member, your program will have up-to-date statistics for the database you required. This video will explain one of our most visually stunning functions of the program, graphs. If at any point you have any question about any graph, don't forget to read the help pages by clicking on the little blue and white question mark beside each item in the drop-down menu. Now that you've become a master of our filters, it's time to put those filters to use. Using our graph function, you can create extremely detailed graphs on a number of important topics when it comes to buying or selling a home. Graphs are the perfect way to impress your clients and show them you're an expert in your field and that you know exactly what you're talking about. Let's say you're giving a listing presentation to a prospective client by showing them the average sold price of a home in the city of Arlington Heights. You can easily do that by using your filters, scrolling down to your city list, and now click on the city of Arlington Heights. As always, the search report box will prompt you to add that to your search. You can now see that Arlington Heights is in your criteria box. You can go to your graphs and click on an average price. You're now able to tell that client what the average price of a home is in Arlington Heights. But why be so vague? Use your filters. You can not only tell them the average price of a home in Arlington Heights, but you can tell them how much a home goes for that is exactly like theirs. By using your filters, you can enter more information, like a zip code, a style of a home. We'll say ranch. You can even be more detailed and enter the number of bedrooms. Let's say 3. And bathrooms that particular home has. We'll say 2. As you can see, every time we entered more information into our criteria box, the graph changed accordingly. Now you can tell your client exactly what their home in Arlington Heights, in this zip code, ranch style with 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, what the average price of that home would be in any given month. You'll also notice in the average price graph that we have in the top right corner a return on investment built in. Now this particular home is an awesome investment at 26.5% return on your money. Boy, a bank won't even give you that. So that's information that even someone who's looking to invest, so they call you and they say, I'm looking to buy this type of home. Can you tell me if it's a good investment? You can tell them wholeheartedly that's a great investment. Now, if perhaps the return on investment was a negative and you didn't want your client to see that, you have the option in the drop-down menus to hide that, and it will remove it from your graph. But that kind of a return on investment, we want to show that one. You can even personalize your graphs by going into the print setup in the top corner of the control panel. Print setup allows you to change that headline, Arlington Heights, zip code, ranch style, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and customize it. You can change that to anything you'd like, but we'll say we prepared this for Mrs. Smith at 176 John Street. You can even customize the footer. To sell your home fast, call Esther at 416-785-4321. Now let's save that information. You'll see immediately that your headline has changed to being prepared for Mrs. Smith at 176 John Street. When you print this graph for Mrs. Smith, you'll see that on that page, your tagline now appears. So any material that you leave Mrs. Smith will have your information. Don't forget at any time, if you have other information that you need to do, or another listing presentation for the same day, you can go into your search bar in the control panel and manually enter or remove information you don't need. So let's say you have another listing meeting in Arlington Heights, but it's not in that zip code. So let's just remove it. It's not a ranch style either, so we'll remove that. But it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, so we'll keep that information. You'll notice immediately that it took out the information you did not need, but it left in what you did need. And again, your graph changed accordingly. Graphs are an awesome way to impress a client with the knowledge that you are assured that the information is correct. You'll leave that listing meeting showing that client that you were the most informed agent they will see that day. When you're finished, remember to clear your search, click on your reality logo in the top left corner, and you're back at the beginning of your program. There's a few other interesting things in our graphs, like multiple criteria. There may be a time when you need to compare the average price of a home in 2 different cities at once. Multiple criteria will bring a pop-up that will ask you which criteria are you looking for. We'll say city. It will now bring up your city list, where you're able to choose a maximum of 3 entries. So let's compare Arlington Heights, Aurora, and Bartlett. Add them to our search, and you can see that the graph will now compare all of those cities. As you click through the graphs, it will continue to compare those 3 cities for any graph that you're asking. Let's clear our search again. And we'll talk about one other graph, the absorption rate. Sometimes you just need to know what the absorption rate is. What you'll need to do is seek out the information from your MLS on how many active listings there were each month. You will enter that number, and the program will tell you how many actually sold. Once you've had the active listings entered in there, you can calculate, and it will surely show you the rate of absorption month by month. Again, don't forget to clear your criteria, click on your reality logo, and you're back at the beginning of your program.